The benefits we get from decluttering aren't from how much we do or how well we do it. It comes from how we treat ourselves, how we view ourselves throughout the tidying process.
Hi, we're anxiety specialists. I'm Becky and this is Michael, who is also a clinical psychologist. We have been watching the show Kondo Tidying Up, as well as Consumed, which is a show on Netflix. And what we've seen is that there seems to be a connection between tidying up and people's mental health. Now, what we want to do is help people to make tidying up a psychologically helpful process, and we've been doing this through 2 other videos covering growth and connection through tidying. This is going to cover gratitude.
Now, the Konmari method is a lot about sparking joy and using that to determine if you keep an object or not.
Yes.
But what if nothing in your house sparks joy? You hold it and there's nothing, no joy.
Yeah.
And it's the same with all your other items. Do you just throw everything out, hope that makes things better? What could be going on in this scenario is you could be experiencing depressed mood or depression. Now, that would probably be affecting your wider context as well, so you might be not enjoying things as much as previously. Other activities might not hold the same pleasure as before. In that case, I'd highly recommend that you seek help in processing through that depressed mood, getting that to a better state before you continue with your decluttering process.
Another thing I noticed written in a news article was someone making a connection between how much money they earned and whether they could find joy in their possessions, saying that they didn't have that quality, that if they had more money they'd buy something that they actually could feel more joy about.
This is the wealth-happiness connection or misconception, that if we have more money, more wealth, then we'd be happier. We can seek and seek and seek that wealth in an effort to try and get happier, and when we don't, we just think we don't have enough wealth. If you look at this graph, you'll see that from point A to point B, or from not having any money to having enough money to meet our basic needs, we get this sharp rise in happiness because we're getting food, we're getting shelter, that kind of thing. But from point B to point C, we get a slower rise in happiness. Now, this is as we're getting some more of our wants met. And then from point C onwards, it tapers off because we're already getting all of our needs met, we're already getting most of our wants, we're just able to get a few other knickknacks, and that doesn't significantly affect our happiness.
Now, Momo is a great example of this. When Momo gets food and his basic need met in that way, he gets very happy, as you can see. Also, when he's out riding and getting exercise or having a good cuddle. Now, over and above that, having a toy also brings him a bit more joy than that. Multiple toys don't actually make Momo any more happy.
So as you can see, animals don't need a lot to seem happy.
Especially a Samoyed with a massive grin on his face.
And from what we've observed about animals, this may be because they're able to stay present in the moment, essentially doing a really good job of practicing mindfulness.
And a way that you can do mindfulness is through gratitude, and that's something we have noticed in the Konmari method, is that she practices gratitude. When you hold something, feel joy, you go, I'm so grateful that I've got this in my life. If you hold something and you don't feel joy, you feel gratitude for what you've learned about it, that this isn't something that brings you joy, and so you can let it go and you don't need to buy something like that in the future. Something we did with one of our pieces of furniture that wasn't bringing us a lot of joy, it's just a yellow chest of drawers, but when I was thinking about it, it only cost us 20 cents. Definitely has brought us more than 20 cents worth of joy. It holds our TV, which we can easily secure onto it so that it keeps our son safe. And it's got lots of drawers to store things. Actually, its practicality brings us joy, even if maybe the physical object itself doesn't.
Gratitude can be helpful for when we're being hard on ourselves for having bought something in the first place, and that's making it difficult to then let go of an item. I had this denim jacket, and I had this image of myself going on to parties seeming adventurous and cool in it, like I did lots of interesting things. So I held this strong visualization of using that jacket, and that made it hard to let go of it. And what gratitude enabled was to let go of that visualization by thanking the jacket for teaching me that it wasn't my style. It was heavy and cold, and it wasn't really my thing.
By being grateful to those things, whether we're letting them go or keeping them, it's funny how we're actually being grateful to ourselves. A lot of those items you bought. And so being grateful for having them, or even grateful for the lessons that they've taught you, is a not kinder way of treating yourself.
practicing gratitude is exactly that. It's a practice. It's hard at first, but as we practice it, it becomes a habit of perspective, and we start to become kinder to ourselves.
And what we want is for you to have kinder, more cherishing thoughts about yourself. And we're really pleased to see that with the Māori Kondo method and the gratitude that she talks about, that it is a great way to have more self-kindness.
Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe if you want to see more.
And please comment below about your thoughts on tidying and mental health. We can't wait to hear from you.